Okay, so that was the ruckus there in the Lok Sabha with non-stop sloganeering. Let's shift back to the story that was our spotlight focus here on 5 Live. Last week in poll-bound Tamil Nadu, it was all about Jayalalitha's legacy. And this week, it's all about her mentor, a man who died 33 years ago, Purachi Talaivar Dr. MGR. MK Stalin, in an exclusive interview to India Today, has set the cat among the pigeons, referring to MGR as his Periyappa, a comment that's not sitting well with the AIADMK.
இதில் அவர் எனக்கு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணி வாழ்த்தி பேசும்போது சொன்னார், நான் அப்பா ஸ்தானத்தில் இல்லை, பெரியப்பா ஸ்தானத்தில் இருந்து உனக்கு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணுறேன்.
Periyappa MGR. This reference by Stalin of the Purachi Talaivar has sent ripples across the political landscape of poll-bound Tamil Nadu. In his first interview to a television channel ahead of the election, Stalin fondly recalled his memories with his Appa Kalaignar and his Periyappa MGR.
MGR அப்போ கட்சியினுடைய பொருளாளர். அவர் எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் பாராட்டு சான்றிதழ் வழங்கினாங்க. இதில் அவர் எனக்கு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணி வாழ்த்தி பேசும்போது சொன்னார், நான் அப்பா ஸ்தானத்தில் இல்லை, பெரியப்பா ஸ்தானத்தில் இருந்து உனக்கு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணுறேன். நீ இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் ஒதுக்கி வச்சுட்டு படிப்பில் கவனத்தை செலுத்தி படித்து முன்னேறி வரணும்.
And Stalin's statement to India Today has the AIADMK fuming and the agenda set ahead of the election.
அவரை தூக்கி போடும்போது அவன் சித்த பெரியப்பாவை தெரியலையா, ஏப்பா பெரியப்பாவை தூக்கி வெளியே போடுற, செய்யக்கூடாதுப்பா அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கலாம்ல, அவங்க அப்பாட்ட சொல்லியிருக்கலாம்ல, அடம் பிடிச்சிருக்கலாம்ல. சரி, பெரியப்பா கட்சி ஆரம்பிச்சார்ல, இவர் வந்தாரா, பேசினாரா? பெரியப்பா இன்னைக்கு தான் இந்த எலெக்ஷன் நேரத்தில் தான் தெரியுதா?
Stalin is calling MGR as his Periyappa.
Now election is coming, no? So he used the word Periyappa, Chittappa, Mamanar, Mamiyar and everything, okay?
The AIADMK is now facing fire from all sides. It's not just Jaya's legacy that's fair game for other parties, but also MGR now. And Stalin has successfully reminded voters of the connection between Kalaignar Karunanidhi and Dr. M.G. Ramachandran.
This is, in a sense, a sort of a populist move or, a shot in the dark almost to try and cut across party lines to claim a legacy of MGR, which is quite unheard of in many, many decades, in fact. I think Stalin, however he references Periyappa and so on, cannot really claim to cut across party lines and claim the ADMK's mantle.
But it's not just the DMK. Remember this?
யாரை பற்றி சொல்றீங்க? எம்ஜிஆர் அவர்களை பற்றி சொல்கிறீர்களா, என்னை பற்றி சொல்றீங்களா? சரி, ஏன்னா ரெண்டும் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரே இனத்தை சேர்ந்தவர்கள் தான். நடிகர் இனம் என்று சொல்லிக் கொண்டால் அதையும் பார்க்க வருவாங்க, அதை தாண்டியும் பார்ப்பார்கள். அப்படி பார்த்ததனால் தான் அவர் புரட்சி தலைவரானார்.
So who's the heir apparent of the most popular chief minister of Tamil Nadu? Is it Ulaganayagan Kamal Haasan, who's following MGR's footsteps as an actor to a politician? Is it EPS, who is now leading MGR's AIADMK? Or is it Stalin, who considers MGR his Periyappa? With Priyambada and Pramod Madhav in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today. Now remember, it's been nearly 2 generations since MGR's death in Chennai, and yet his legacy is alive and well, and there are many claimants to that very valuable superstar legacy, because nobody was more towering and bigger than MGR as a chief minister. Claimant number 1, you've just seen Chief Minister EPS. He is the chief of the AIADMK, and therefore by virtue of that, he considers himself to be the owner of the MGR legacy. Claimant number 2, like you just saw in that agenda-setting interview to India Today, MK Stalin calls him Periyappa. Because remember, MGR had split originally from the DMK to form the AIADMK. So now Stalin has set the cat among the pigeons. Claimant number 3, Kamal Haasan, who has acted with the MGR and claims to have grown up in his lap, was mentored by him. So he's also kind of thrown his hat into the ring and said, no, MGR I am the true successor of MGR. Then we've got Sasikala, who's kept her cards very close to her chest, not said anything, but as the closest aide of Jayalalitha, some would see that her party and her political entity as the real lineage as far as MGR's politics is concerned. And finally, claimant number 5, who is no longer a claimant because he's decided to back out of his plans to enter politics, was Rajnikant, who said he would provide MGR-style governance if he was elected to power. Of course, Rajinikanth is no longer a factor. Joining me live this evening on the MGR legacy war that has been triggered by an India Today interview, we have A. Saravanan, spokesperson of the DMK, Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the ruling AIA-DMK. But I first want to go to our consulting editor, Priyamvada. Congratulations, first of all, Priyamvada, on another agenda-setting interview. The MGR legacy war was already very much on, but this one comment by Stalin, you know, invoking his Periyappa MGR in this interview has taken things to the next level. You know, all manner of reactions are coming in. The AIA-DMK has reacted as well. But, you know, how do you see this? Because it seems a bit like a shot in the dark. It came out of nowhere. MK Stalin invoking the MGR legacy.
Absolutely. We were also quite surprised. Of course, we got hold of that picture, and when we showed him, we never expected MK Stalin, leader of DMK, to recall such fond memories of MGR and also call him Periyappa. But here, if we have to analyze the situation, it more or less looks like this is the time, this is the first elections that we are going to be facing, Tamil Assembly elections without Kalaignar or J. Jayalalitha. So, and also MGR legacy is something which is quite out in the open right now.
Yeah.
That's why you have so many claimants, you have so many people to take over. And it also in a way reflects what's happening within ADMK and what's happening within the DMK as well.
Very interesting. Mr. Saravanan, you know, some are looking at this as a shot in the dark by Stalin. Why did he feel the need to invoke, you know, the MGR legacy? Yes, I know the history. We are all well aware of the history. And I know that MGR is a towering figure in many ways. But ultimately, he is from a rival party. His political legacy is not with the DMK. So why is Stalin, you know, trying to get a piece of the action on MGR?
Shame. Where did he try to get a piece of action? MGR's action. He was merely responding to a question. He has merely stated a fact. Why are these people getting so edgy when he has just merely stated a fact? See, we don't need that legacy at all. We have enough more legacy of our own, which can never be fulfilled. So let us not go there at all.
But that is the only thing they have reacted to now. Saravanan, that's the thing they've latched on to.
That's what, Chef. Because those people, they don't have anything else. They can only say that. That is the reason. They think, they're afraid that whether Mr. MK Stalin, whether that may resonate with the people. See, whether it is resonating or not, that's a different question. But just because he has stated a historical fact, why these people are so jumpy? Why they become so jumpy? Why are they calling names?
Kovai, why is the AIA-DMK jumpy? Kovai, why is AIA-DMK jumpy over Stalin invoking Periyappa MGR?
There are two sets of answers to your questions. Any newcomer in public life in Tamil Nadu is taking the name of MGR because he knows what is the kind of impact it will have on the minds of the people. They don't take the name of Karunanidhi. And even today, for that matter, the son of Mr. Karunanidhi doesn't speak about his father or whoever it is. He only talks about our founder and our leader, successor leader Amma in every rallies because they know who had won the hearts of the people. Even people who belong to those times of 1970s still remember Mr. Karunanidhi as a traitor. And Mr. Stalin invoking the name of MGR will not resonate positively. Will definitely reinstate and reiterate the fact that how big a traitor was his father and how with all those things MGR emerged to be the people's leader, won the hearts of the people and kept DMK at bay for 11 years.
Okay.
So it's like, I would say that when each and every day Mr. Stalin is staring at the defeat in upcoming assembly elections,
see,
he wants to do something.
The one thing you can always tell is the most emotive topic in Tamil Nadu politics is when you talk about these icons, including MGR and Kalaignar, and you called them jumpy, Saravanan. Now you can't be offended when they've gone straight for the jugular and called the founder of your party, called Dr. Kalaignar a traitor. They're saying that, you know, Stalin is not even talking about his own father. He's talking about MGR. It's very personal now.
See, Shev, that is what I told you. I used the word they have become edgy, they have become jumpy. All this criticism or all this outpouring is an outcome of that jumpiness and edginess. They're not able to take that. See, I think Mr. Satyan is not following what our leader is speaking. he's talking. There is so much our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, has our great leader, Dr. Kalaignar, has done for the welfare of the people of Tamil Nadu, that he is the father of modern Tamil Nadu. So these people, they have to call him names if they have to stay relevant. See, ADMK is a party which was founded on because they wanted to oppose our great leader, Dr. Kalaignar. See, if you want to stay relevant, there are two things in the state of Tamil Nadu. One, you'll have to be a supporter of Kalaignar, or you'll have to oppose Kalaignar in the last 50 years. He has set the agenda of the Tamil Nadu politics in the last 50 years. No wonder. If he has to stay relevant, he has to invoke our leader.
Okay.
He has to abuse our leader. So this is nothing new, Chef. They have thrived on that for the last 50 years.
So you're being
Kovai,
the ruling party of Tamil Nadu is being accused of being insecure as far as MGR's legacy is concerned, and that's why the need to abuse Dr. Kalaignar. Respond to that, and then I'll get Priyamvada in also.
I'm not abusing, I'm reiterating the facts. If at all, if somebody have to go through the history, our founder was the treasurer of that party, and it is the same party which threw my treasurer out without even calling for a general council meeting. So such was the backstabbing that took place, and it is the same series of events which led to the formation of AIADMK, and it is the same people of Tamil Nadu who understood how big a traitor was Mr. Karunanidhi and voted Mr. MGR to power for 11 years. And my friend Mr. Saravanan is saying for the last 5 decades they are setting the agenda. They might set the agenda, but they have never formed a government of their own strength. They have never crossed 100 numbers in Tamil Nadu so far.
Okay.
So that's a mindset people have about Kalaignar, Karunanidhi here. That's again one example I gave. Any new entrant in Tamil Nadu politics talks only about MGR, invokes only about MGR.
Yeah.
Why not Karunanidhi? Let Mr. Saravanan answer that.
Yeah, answer that.
Shiv, 10 seconds.
Yeah, answer that.
Yeah, Shiv, because it is easy to invoke the rule of MGR because he has not done anything. Except, naming the nutritious, the midday meal scheme as a nutritious meal scheme. If you have to invoke the legacy of Kalaignar, you'll have to do a lot of hard work.
But
I can go on and on and on.
Mr. Saravanan,
what he has done.
Mr. Saravanan, I understand
how visionary our Dr. Kalaignar is. So they know it is a big shoe to fill. That is why none of the new entrants, they are scared of the legacy because they know they cannot fill up those booths. They cannot fill up to those expectations set by our great leader, Dr. Kalaignar. That is the reason, Shiv. Nothing else.
Okay. Mr. Satyan, I'm coming back to you. I want to bring Priyamvada in for a second because she's been listening patiently and she's the one who did this interview as well. Priyamvada, in the popular view, the voters, the many young voters who will be voting for the first time, second time maybe in this election were born, after MGR's death. So in many ways, I don't even know if it's going to be that much of an issue in the young minds. But in the popular perception of the electorate, in your view, Priyamvada, who is the inheritor of MGR's legacy? You've got so many claimants. You've got people like Kamal Haasan claiming to be, an inheritor. You've got Stalin invoking his name in that interview. Who do you think, in the popular view, is the inheritor of that legacy?
Well, I first of all would say that hardly 10% are going to be the first-time voters in Tamil Nadu, and we do not know if they are going to make a huge impact as far as the elections are concerned, but they will definitely make an impact. But as far as MGR, the last 50 years of politics in Tamil Nadu, as Mr. Saravanan said, it was not just about attacking Karunanidhi, it was vice versa. The politics were revolved around a fight or accusation by Jayalalitha versus Karunanidhi, and that's the reason why we saw the government's whatever be the corruption charges, whatever be the anger that people had against a particular government, they ensured they chose either AIADMK or they chose DMK. So it was more, after a point, it was more about Jayalalitha versus Kalaignar. That is how the politics was done, the campaign was done. But this is the election where both these leaders are not available. And then you have AIADMK party, and then you have Shashikala coming. There are confusions about who is going to be the heir apparent of the AIADMK. And that is probably the reason why now every party wants to pounce upon the MGR legacy. But let's not forget, even in the most rural areas or in the most backward areas in Tamil Nadu, people still love and adore the personality called MGR. And that's the reason why everyone wants to ensure that, good things are told about him. But end of the day, same way, similarly, people also still vote for two leaves. Two leaves is equal to MGR. So that is still with the AIADMK. So I technically don't see AIADMK has to worry so much, considering that symbol and MGR go hand in hand very much for them.
Okay, the great point that you make. The two-leaf symbol is MGR. Is that the reason, Kovai, that the AIADMK has been conspicuously silent in, saying anything about MGR's legacy? Is that because you're confident that in the popular view, MGR means AIADMK and we don't need to go around shouting that we are the inheritors of MGR's legacy?
That is self-explanatory. I don't buy a couple of statements made by your Priyamvada ma'am on the show. When she talked about our leader, she had she took her name, saying that Jayalalitha. But when we talked about the opposition leader, she was scared to even take his name. He only.
I'm sorry.
Name.
No, sir. I told Jayalalitha madam. I said Jayalalitha madam. Sir, please. I told Jayalalitha madam. And let me clarify here.
Let me finish.
ADMK party has gone after me saying that I'm not patronizing any party or any political party. Shiv, you know how many stories I've done against DMK.
I can vouch for Priyamvada. There is no favoritism or one-sidedness in this at all. Complete your point.
Favoritism.
I have interviewed Jayalalitha madam couple of times.
No, the only thing this proves is how these things are being perceived on the ground as we get closer to the elections. But complete your point. Complete your point. Yeah.
Allow me to finish. Hear me out, then you can respond.
Please.
I'm not saying she is showing favoritism to one party, not to us. All I'm saying is that's intrinsic in women of Tamil Nadu to play safer when it comes to DMK. That's the level of insecurity they have when they come to DMK. This is yet another example. That's what I wanted to emphasize upon. And absolutely, we are not in jittery or we are not tense just because Mr. Stalin took the name of our leader. Every person in Tamil Nadu know what AIADMK stands for, what MGR stood for, and who carries the legacy. Somebody who can carry the legacy, it's the true successors of the party leaders, and our party leaders currently are the true successors of them. So everybody knows it. So there's no reason for us to get tense.
Okay, so you're saying you're not insecure at all.
Priyamvada, you want to quick? Why would a leader of opposition out of all the elections have to take his name in this election?
Okay, you raise an important point. That's the reason why we're holding this debate in the first place. Priyamvada, you want to quickly add to that? Then I'll get Mr. Saravanan in.
Absolutely. I'm not okay with the way Mr. Kovai Satyan addressed about women of Tamil Nadu journalists being intrinsic. I'm sorry, I had mentioned, I think he didn't listen to the conversation. I had mentioned Kalangar, Jayalalitha madam. On many occasions in my interviews, I've said Jayalalitha madam as well. The respect is due. I have interviewed her a more number of times than probably any other journalist here in Tamil Nadu. And I have huge respect for her. I've interacted with her at a personal level as well. So there is no need to make such accusations against me. And she is probably the only leader who took care and who safeguarded the women journalists in Tamil Nadu. So let's not forget that. I hope that all of you who say that you follow her legacy also give that respect to women. And having said that, quickly, Shiv, I am not for or against any parties. You personally know how many stories I've done against
No, absolutely. There's no question about that.
How many stories I've done for and against AIADMK. So there is no need to paint a picture just because I took an interview of one particular party's leader.
Yeah. I think you were making a point. You were making a point about the DMK. Finish that point, Kovai, then I'll go to Saravanan. Yeah.
No, I am not attributing anything towards Priyamvada. I am not questioning about her long stint with media or whatsoever it is. Now, when she is responding to my allegation, she says Jayalalitha madam. But in the first place, it was not there.
Okay, let's not get...
understand. First, hear the other place now.
She's clarified on that. She's clarified on that.
You will be in a better position to answer yourself. I am not questioning have you ever interviewed Amma. I am not questioning have you interviewed her, have you addressed her this way or that way. I am not accusing, I am not blaming anything on you. I'm saying when it comes to DMK, women have the sense of fear in them. That's intrinsic in Tamil Nadu.
Basically, the point you're trying to make is about the DMK, not about women journalists. Priyamvada has clarified on her part. Let's move forward on this. I'll come back to Priyamvada if she has another point to make on that. Saravanan, you wanted to add to that because it looks like, as far as the core of this debate is concerned, it's being set up to be almost an MGR versus Karunanidhi kind of legacy war now. I didn't know it was going to become that, but that's what it appears to have become, with the AIADMK saying that, if you compare the two, ultimately you've got MK Stalin invoking MGR.
See, it's definitely not going to be a legacy war between Mr. MGR and our great leader, Dr. Kalanjar. It is about how we have to overthrow the corrupt regime that has been in the state for the last 10 years. And I'm speaking about how jumpy and edgy they are. They are not even able to, digest the fact that one of the journalists has called our leader as Dr. Kalaignar. That is the kind of insecurity there is among the ADMK cadres and among everybody else. See, they have done something betrayal, utmost betrayal to the people of Tamil Nadu. They have to face the music, and it is nothing. It's natural that they are this edgy, this jumpy, and very insecure about how they feel towards the run-up to the election.
Let's tell our viewers a little bit about the relationship between Karunanidhi, the scriptwriter, and M.G. Ramachandran, the superstar. They were together in the film industry. They had defined the political narrative in Tamil Nadu. They were in the DMK together until M.G. Ramachandran split to form the AIA DMK. It's an iconic, enduring relationship, which, as Priyamvada said, is something that lives in people's memory in the hinterland of Tamil Nadu. Take a look at the MGR-Karuna relationship.
Nowhere else has films and politics morphed like in Tamil Nadu. The experiment of using movies to propagate ideology was perfected in Kodambakkam by Muthuvel Karunanidhi. Even as he joined politics under Periyar and Annadurai, Karunanidhi made films. Karunanidhi and M.G. Ramachandran were a hit jodi on the screen and off it too. But the friendship didn't last long. After Karunanidhi became the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister in 1969, the two started drifting. MGR was sacked from the DMK after he questioned the leadership and accused them of corruption. In 1977, MGR won the elections and became the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, a post he held on to for the next 10 years till he died, even winning an election from hospital bed. The protege had outsmarted his mentor. Bureau Report, India Today.
Kovai, ultimately, despite the acrimonious split between MGR and Karunanidhi, in the people's minds, both are still considered to be highly respected veteran politicians, who changed the face of Tamil Nadu, whether it is about MGR versus Karunanidhi or the other way around. Do you think that is going to be one of the things in people's minds as they go forward? Because we're seeing MGR invoked again and again and again. Kovai?
See, we have different strata of people who belong to that 1960s, 1970s. There are newcomers who are going to be the first time voters or whatsoever it is. So everything is open and out in the public domain. So it creates an interest in the minds of the present generation why every leader who is in public life talks about MGR. What great had he done? So that really will resonate in their minds if they are really knowledge hungry or whatsoever it is. So every other public figure who is incumbent and who is a newcomer, why he talks about it, why he invokes the name of the great leader. So definitely, yes, this will resonate in the minds of the people.
Okay.
I think it's so amusing that why would a leader of an opposition, rather than talking big about the achievement of his own leader, talks about the opposition who actually proved that he is the right track, challenging his father.
Okay.
So there are many unanswered questions. There are questions in the minds of the people. What benefit DMK Congress regime had done for the state of Tamil Nadu? Any one scheme, blue-eyed scheme that they have brought during their regime? There are so many unanswered questions. Why Mr. Alagiri is upping his aunt against his own brother?
Okay.
Why his brother is not reacting? Why there is so much
I have time for one answer from Saravanan. Mr. Saravanan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Final comment from you. Then I'll have to wrap. Yes.
Yes, Shiv, he was asking about the schemes that have brought out by the DMK Congress campaign. I am saying it's the Metro Rail scheme. If anything we are so proud of, that is the Metro Rail scheme. And of course, when we were in the center, one of the highways minister, as Mr. T.R. Balu, brought in the Golden Quadrilateral project. And we also brought in Chennai, this Coimbatore flyover and Kathipara flyover. This is what I can mention right now.
Okay.
What we have done for the state of Tamil Nadu is innumerable. We have made Tamil as a Semmoli, classical language. We brought that status. Our leader, Dr. Kalaignar, got that status along when we were in power with the Congress.
Okay.
But whereas
Out of time now.
has given out everything.
The MGR legacy war is clearly going to continue. It was Priyambada's interview with MK Stalin has only taken it to the next level, but clearly the war over MGR's legacy is going to be a big talking point in this election campaign. We're going to see it more and more, and we'll continue to bring it to you here on 5 Live. Thank you very much to all of you for joining me on this quick discussion.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.